Disney buying Comcast stake in Hulu, the entertainment giant paying at least $8.6 billion for the third of the streaming service it doesn't already own. Negotiations will then continue to determine the full value of Hulu and any additional payments to Comcast. Joining us right now to talk about the impact of this deal on the streaming landscape is Matt Belloni, Puck founding partner and former Hollywood reporter editor. And we always read your emails every morning. Matt, in terms of, and this was expected, this is not the surprise. The only surprise is that a deal has not been, or a final number has not been reached on what this asset is worth. What do you think the answer ultimately is going to be?
I think it's going to be higher than the price that Disney put out yesterday. I mean, the question is, what is Hulu worth? It's worth at least $27 billion. That's the floor. And Disney essentially announced yesterday that they are willing to pay that price for Hulu, for its share of Hulu. Now, there's going to be a process now over the next year or so where both sides, Comcast and Disney, will value the asset. They'll come together. If they're close, then they'll split the difference and they'll say, okay, this is the price. If they're not close, they will hire a third bank. That bank will value the asset, and then they will average those. So no, we don't know what it's going to be valued at, but I am betting that Hulu is worth more than that floor. And I think Comcast is pretty confident that it's also going to be worth more.
Right. I think, Matt, the question, and I agree with you, is, is it worth $27 billion or is it worth $30 billion? Is it worth $33 billion? And what kind of multiple is fair to apply in this marketplace right now? Do you look at a Netflix multiple? Are you and when you look at a multiple, what kind of numbers are we even using to capture that multiple?
Right. And I think that the question there is, how has that changed? Because obviously, since 2019, when Disney acquired this controlling share from the Fox transaction where it bought Fox, it's been a roller coaster in streaming. The valuation of these streaming services, at least by the street, was a lot higher a couple years ago. They have since come down, or at least the market is valuing them not as high as they once did. Netflix has sort of pulled away in streaming. Hulu, on the other hand, has been chugging along, and it has an expertise in advertising. It sells advertising very well, and it has about 50 million customers in the U.S. on both the ad tier and the straight subscription tier. So that's very valuable. The question is, how do you value that? And that's why they have this system set up where both sides have to value it.
Well, and then the separate piece of this is, how do you value that in the context, and does the context matter? Which is to say, and I think Becky or Joe made the point earlier, it is very true. This asset is worth more to Disney possibly than anybody else, in part because it's already packaged, with Disney Plus, oftentimes with ESPN Plus, and can you separate that package, if you will, as the thought process goes around modeling out how much this thing is actually worth?
That's a good point. The other point is, what is Hulu if not for the content on Hulu? It is essentially a distribution platform that is dependent on the content. Many of that content comes from Disney, of course, but they also license from other people. And that's another factor in putting in. If you take away some of those licenses, which, that can always go away, what is Hulu worth? It's another good question.
Looking out a year from now, what do you think Disney is going to be able to do with this that it couldn't before? Meaning, there was a view that Disney didn't want to ultimately invest in this product in the way that it might in the future if it didn't own the entirety of it.
Right. Well, it's about bundling. I mean, Disney has sort of danced around the Disney bundle where they're selling Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus together as a bundle. I think with full control, they can further put Hulu together with especially Disney Plus, potentially into one product under the Disney Plus banner, with Hulu just becoming a tile on Disney Plus for an upcharge. Remember,
that people have talked about that, Matt, though. But do you think that approach then devalues the entirety of what Hulu even is?
It potentially could, as it depends on how well they're able to transition all those Hulu subscribers into people that pay for the, quote, Hulu upcharge on Disney Plus. And there's modeling that shows that they could successfully do that. And in fact, it might be additive to Disney Plus, which is struggling to get advertiser subscribers on Disney Plus. They make more money when people take the ads on these streaming services than they do straight subscription. So if Hulu can help bring ads to the rest of the Disney ecosystem, there's value there as well.